This is hi, my name is Obliv and I'm doing a map review of CP Steel. If you're watching this is probably unlisted or just gonna go up soon, I don't know. But I'm gonna be doing a map review of CP Steel right now. And what we're gonna go through first is we're gonna talk about one thing in particular, aka defense. There's gonna be a couple parts to this, maybe like one or two. But I'm gonna be talking about defense in general for this first part. For this first part, defense at least, you are not going to really hold A. You're not going to really hold A. You usually are giving up this point unless, you know, they're forced to cap it and they win. In that situation, then all means necessary, you need to defend this point with your whole heart. But most likely, you're just giving up this point. And the one thing, though, you're not going to give it up that easily because you're going to be having a spy in this area, usually maybe in the rocks area, usually, you know, in the barrels over here. You can break that, by the way. Just anywhere, like, you know, where you can calm where they're going, because usually spy is extremely powerful on this map. The reason being I say spy is extremely powerful on this map is because the power of communication. The power of communication is used a lot. I mean, as we speak right now, I'm using the power of communication to speak to you guys. And the power of the spy class, at least, is he can go invisible. So understand this. Calm spy on this map in particular will win you these games. Spies such as Demento / Jacob have used this method on CP Steel in particular to easily, and I mean easily, win us games when we play it on Kids Next Door and such. And so having a calm spy on this map in particular, calling out where the enemy is going to be rotating, calling out the movements, calling out flankers and such, calling just in general, giving your team the information and coordination to move properly will win you points. I'm getting this out clearly because a lot of teams don't use Calm Spy in general. Calm Spy is very, very good. And I mean this in the best way possible. You want your spy to calm a lot on this map. Call the direction of where their team is going. Call where their team is. What's their advantage? What's the positioning of the sniper? The positioning of different players, if they're going to sack or not, if they're backing up. Understand this. I want your spy to communicate on this map. And so, if your spy is not communicating on this map, I don't know what they're doing. Genuinely, they need to go off themselves because this is perfect. This map is so beautiful for you to calm on a spy. So let's just get that out of straight. But first, you don't hold it. You really don't hold it. And you have like maybe a spy or soldier, maybe holding it a little bit, but a spy is usually just gonna calm where they're going right now. So I'm gonna move on to B in a couple seconds. All right, moving on to B. We're going to move on to B now, and with B at least, it's fairly simple. You're gonna have your heavy end soldier up here, maybe watching up here. You are gonna have your sniper in main or on the roofs or ladders up here. You're gonna be watching this area. You're gonna be just watching main, basically. Sniper, pyro, the combo basically. Usually there's gonna be a dispenser right around here, right, a little bit forward here, but mostly right here around this area right here. Gun's gonna most likely be here in the forward position, but if in the passive position, gun's gonna be here, being wrangled. Your heavy and soldier, like I said, over here, and there should be a teleporter in this room right here. There should be a teleporter usually, so your heavy can get back in there easily. Let's see. Your pyro should be forward, air blasting anything that's coming through here, spy checking the door. Shouldn't be that forward where you're gonna get headshot. So basically, just peeking the corner whenever you can, AK when the sniper's dead, or like, you know, say for instance to check out the area. But don't peek it too often because I do not want your pyro to get headshot. Demo man, same thing. You should be playing main, and if needed to be, spam out this upper apartments area. This upper apartments area is very important. Reason being I say it's very important, it's because if you lose this, their team can easily drop down on you and cause havoc. You do not want that. Obviously, you do not want your team to get punished that way when they had this upper area. So my advice, if they have this area, get the hell out of there. Get the fuck out of there. You want to play passive if they're going to control this area. And if you can retake this area, try and retake this area. But if not, you might just have to be stuck in the passive position until you're able to take care of this area. But besides that, mostly you're playing forward here. The spy should be calling out where they're going, the rotations and such. Your spy could rotate to A or B. I mean, usually your spy is going to stay on A. Your spy is going to stay on A most of the time to call out if the combo rotates A to head to drop down, because a lot of teams like going drop down for some reason. But most of the time, your spy should be calling out where the movement is, because most likely as the combo, you will be able to see that they're coming in through B, the B gateway. I usually call this main entrance, or gauntlet. That's what I remember calling it, gauntlet. This is called gauntlet. But in general, though, you know, B is a very powerful point if you know what you're doing and you know how to handle it. But going on to the flank of defense, which I will be talking about right now. Just give me a second to rotate. Right here, flank. Mostly your scout will be in this area just watching for anything coming through. Most likely a combo member or a flank member trying to go through this gate right here and walk through here. Get an engineer set up, get a scout set up, all that shit. So scout, really, you don't need to do much unless you have your spy with you. Your spy most likely will be with you and will be ready to coordinate, if anything, to take care of enemy flankers. Or a soldier could rotate themselves, because most likely a heavy could just stay up there, and a soldier usually is going to rotate. Like, depends, but most likely your soldier and scout should be upper. I mean, not upper, should be in this flank area by E. Should be watching constantly. I mean, your soldier, yeah, could be great up here, but it's not great for all teams. Like, I recommend having your soldier behind. Like, maybe your soldier can rotate after, like, you know, they cap A to watch the flank. But besides that, though, it's like you have your soldier and scout and your spy just watch E and, like, give relay information if they're pushing E, because communication is so powerful on this point alone. Like, just if you can make sure that your team knows that they're coming through E, you can rotate accordingly. Because usually, say for instance, they get through your defenses right here, your scout and soldier and spy. They're gonna be trying to cap E right here, over here, or they're trying to push through wishbone. Either they'll hold it or try and push through wishbone. So understand this. You got to move quickly. When your spy says they're rotating in E, you got to move accordingly and send the classes that can easily deal with those individuals. Those classes are Pyro and Demo. Your heavy can stay upper if needed, but say for instance, if they're all on E, then everyone can rotate to E. Engineer, if say for instance they have like a whole setup, can be pushed up in wishbone, but besides that, your Demo and Pyro could easily hold down the fort. Demo just sticky off point. Pyro can air blast anything off the cliff. You know, just simple shit, you know? Just make sure you play the corner, because if you're not playing the corner, you will be facing a sniper that's in this position over here, or in this position over here. Depends how fast they rotate. So understand that you need to play the corner and not try and get headshot. Unless you need to Uber in, which hopefully you don't, because if you do, most likely they're already about to cap and win, or they Uber in themselves. Keep it on your Pyro so they can air blast them back. Let the air blast battle begin. Pyro on this map is very powerful as well. Very powerful class on this map in particular. Your Pyro just needs to be doing their job, staying with the combo, and being in the right positioning. So understand this. Because if your Pyro is not in the right positioning, you're fucked. And your team as well. You need to just rotate accordingly. It's about pretty much how fast you can rotate and react to what the team is doing. But if you lose B, it's not the end of the world. You have C and E, basically. Those 2 points are available to the enemy team. So say, for instance, if we're going to go rotate now. Once they cap B, what is open to them is the C gates. The C and D. So D right here, I mean E. Sorry, I can't speak right now. And they'll be coming from the A window over here. Lobby, wishbone. They'll be coming around different sides, and usually your engineer should be on this point with your soldier and scout defending E, and sniper should be on C. I mean, sniper can occasionally rotate, but usually it's just those 3 classes, because the engineer is a very not mobile class, and so the scout and soldier makes up for it by being mobile and being able to defend this very quickly. And if anything tries to rotate the lobby, anything tries to spam through wishbone, anything tries to be in A window, your spy can also do it A window most of the times, but spy should be just, you know, in case. But Spy usually is calming and dealing with anything that's being a pesterance to E. Everyone, your flank classes should be just rotating and watching lobby. But if you do get set up in lobby, that's when you have to call your combo to rotate. Moving on to C now. Moving on to C, defense. C is pretty powerful. I'm not going to lie to you. I like C. I like C a lot. Reason being is because you can have your sniper watch the hills. And if your sniper watches the hills here, that means they can't really push that well unless they are forced to Uber from the gate, the C gate over here, or the wishbone exit over here. So understand that if you have a sniper watching the hill and the entrance right here into wishbone, you're pretty set. But like, when you lose your sniper, you are giving up a lot of ground because your sniper can cover that ground so easily. So understand, if you have your sniper up on C defense, you automatically win. The reason being is because they're going to be too scared to push. And if they do push, they're unfortunately going to have to push by Ubering in through here, which is going to take them a long ways unless they do a soldier demo bond, which in that case, you can easily just air blast them back and just play the corner or play spawn. But usually you hold this point a little bit forward here. Your demo is watching the C door. Demo, heavy and medic right here, watching. Pyro and sniper usually in this area. The pyro lingers a bit. Pyro spy checks. You guys can play on point if you'd like, but most likely a soldier and medic are going to be in this position right here. Demo is going to be on the floor. Pyro can rotate around. Usually, as a pyro man, I say this a lot. Rotate around, make sure your teammates are good. Spy check, and in case anything tries to rush your demo, be there. But usually your heavy should be right here, revved, making sure nothing rushes your sweet little demo man. So if, say for instance, they coordinate something, the best bet is to just regroup and repush. Say for instance, the spy soldier sack, or they Uber in. Just scatter if you need to, but hold your positionings. Your heavy could easily drop down if needed to like sacrifice himself or just hold the front. Pretty simple. But in general, this point is very powerful if you have your sniper with you. If you don't, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult holding it. Unless you have numbers advantage and you play accordingly to your damage. Because you can easily hold this point without a sniper. Not easily. You can somewhat hold it without your sniper. But it's way easier if you do have your sniper on this point. But say for instance, because like I said, there's going to be situations where they're going to be focusing E because they're hard holding C. You got to rotate accordingly, but still have players on C. And if you need to give up C, that's fine. Depends how much cap time they have on E. But in that way, in this situation where they have a lot of cap time on E and you need to rotate to deal with E, they're most likely going to go for C. If so, if you leave C open, which is most likely going to be the case. So we're going to talk about what happens if they cap C now. So we're rotating over to D. Usually people don't really hold D that often. I mean, D is kind of like, you could easily contest it, but most likely your combo is going to be positioned in lobby. You're going to be having your pyro watch behind, your demo watch forward, your sniper in lobby, or your sniper is either going to be playing in heaven over here. This is called heaven, the heaven area. So this is the reason I call it heaven, or some people call it pride or power or whatever the fuck they call it, is because it's a great spot for engineers and like snipers to set up in. It's heavenly, I guess you could say. So that's where your combo would be. Usually your flank with your engineer, your sniper with your engineer, or sometimes your pyro can rotate to assist. But most likely your combo will be sitting in this lobby. Your combo will be sitting in this lobby, protecting the E point and watching the A point. Reason being, I say watching the A point is because they can come through here after they cap A. Understand this? So sometimes combos like to push through the A gate right here. Some combos like to push through the E gate over here. The entrance of lobby. Understand this. So you got to be ready for that. And like I said, people need to be looking behind. Pyro, heavy, look behind. Because your demo will be unfortunately having to look forward most of the time, which is fine. Because you want your demo doing that damage and doing that spam. Because say for instance, if I were a scout, I can just easily cap D. Right here. Or I could just head to your combo, two-shot your med, and that's it. It's GG's. You do not want that happening. Because if you have that happen, it's not going to look so good. But usually, sometimes, if, say, for instance, they start capping, right? We'll say, for instance, like maybe a scout or soldier just capping D casually. You can rotate maybe 1 or 2 players, usually your scout or soldier or spy even, to deal with the players on D. Usually your scout and soldier can do that very quickly. Usually deal with the players very quickly, just deal with anything trying to cap. But say, for instance, they send their whole combo here, that's when you rotate your combo to fight, and that's when your spy comes in. The spy constantly ties into everything because he's going to be communicating everything that the other team is doing, where they're rotating, how they're rotating, where they're going. Defensive spy is so powerful on CP Steel for a reason. I'm telling you, if you have your spy call everything and you guys rotate accordingly, I promise you, you will win. So say, for instance, they start pushing Death Hallway. This is called Death Hallway, by the way, over here. I'm going to show you. Death Hallway. You can easily send in a sandwich player, aka a heavy weapons guy or pyro, to easily sandwich them. Your demo combo could be here. If you'd like to coordinate that. Say, for instance, they don't push Death Hallway and they push... Oh my goodness. God damn it. Good map review. Good map review. If they, say, for instance, push Wishbone right here, you can call your spy can call it so you can rotate accordingly. So where, also, by the way, just letting you know, these open up once you cap C, the bridges open up. So say, for instance, when they start, like, you know, walking forward to get on point, you could just rotate back to heaven and start protecting it. And if, say, for instance, they're in lobby, they get lobby for some reason, then you can just stay in Wishbone. Not stay in Wishbone. You could stay in heaven and watch this area. But also be wary of Wishbone over here. Send your flank in Wishbone if they're gonna stay in lobby. Depends. Because understand that it's all about who can rotate the fastest and who can react the fastest on this map in particular. So understand this. If you're not quicker than the enemy team, you will lose to the enemy team. That's CP Steel in a nutshell with defense, at least. So, but overall, your combo should be holding a lobby on last, and a flank player should be, you know, dealing with D if it's being capped, or say, for instance, their combo rotates D, you know, fight them D, just rotate accordingly. Like, your spy should be relaying all this information to you. Or say, for instance, your flank member sees that happening, they'll relay the information to you. Also, snipers usually like to hold in the spot, say, for instance, if they're going to play forward at a lobby. So be wary of that. But I'm going to be talking about offense in a bit. This is going to be a second part video. So I'm going to end the stream in a second, so this can be like a highlight. And I'm going to go on to offense. But overall, I'm just going to relay the information back, summarize it quickly. You don't hold A whatsoever. B, you hold it forward, but if you need to hold it back, just understand if you're trying to retake it, you have to make sure you have numbers, you have to make sure you have ads, and in general, just be wary of anything trying to drop down, because a sniper could drop down and kill your team, heavy could drop down, kill your team, and if you lose upper, it's going to make it way more difficult for you to get back positioning, because their sniper or heavy could stay up here, they could set up a gun even, depends, but overall, B is a very powerful point. C, you want to make sure your sniper's alive on C, and you want to make sure that you're wary of whatever's on E, because if your engineer gets killed and shut down on E, they're going to start capping it instantly. You do not want that. You need to rotate accordingly and make sure your flank is playing with engineer on E. On E, understand it. On D, really, you don't really hold D that much, because you're going to be rotating to lobby. You're going to be rotating to lobby over here, and if anything, your flank can easily deal with D, but if their whole combo's on D, then you start fighting D. And you have to move accordingly. Like I said, this is all up to your spy to communicate this information to you guys. And it's all up to your teammates if they see this to communicate this information. It's all about communication. This map is a very communication heavy map. Very communicative. So I want you to do this if you're going to be playing this map on defense. Listen. Listen to what's happening and react accordingly. And yes, this should be posted on YouTube. Overall, in general though, just listen. I'm telling you, listen to your players that can relay information, and you easily win this. You easily win this match. All right, that'll be it. I'll see you guys in a bit.